Hello and welcome to another week in my life vlog. I am over the moon excited because this weekly vlog is Nightmare Before Christmas themed. Earlier this week, I was doing my homework, preparing my October schedule, so everything is all planned out and ready to go once October 1 hits, and I found a really cool event. There is a Nightmare Before Christmas pop-up bar coming to a place in San Francisco, which is really close to where I live. And my partner and I really love craft cocktails. It's such a fun experience, especially when you add pop culture and like an immersive experience like this is supposed to be. And then it had me thinking, when was the last time I watched The Nightmare Before Christmas? Why don't I just lean into this as a theme for a whole week in my life vlog? The perfect way to celebrate the start of fall, which is happening at the end of this week. I just love that movie so much. It is fantastically done. Probably one of my favorite Tim Burton movies. Corpse Bride probably would be numero uno, but The Night Before Christmas is a close second. It is Friday. I'm ready to enjoy my evening in my recently decorated home for Halloween. So let's get going. The first candy corn mocha of the season. Hello, we have made it to San Francisco. As you can see, we are heading on out to this immersive pop-up bar called Jack and Juice. It's like a play on words. Dinner was delicious. Highly recommend. It's kind of like our kickoff for spooky season since it's kind of like late September. We're kind of like pre-gaming for Halloween, so to speak. And now it's time for us to find Jack and see what they're up to over there. Upon entering, we were greeted with the sights and sounds of all things A Nightmare Before Christmas. The lighting was phenomenal. The decoration was top-notch. They played the best Halloween music. We headed to the bar where we got our opening drink. The drink selection was really fun and eclectic, and the manager was so conversational, so kind, and gave us a really good understanding of how the bar came to be. And then we went around to check out the rooms. The bar itself is divided into Christmas Town and Halloween Town. And then there's also some sections that are dedicated to Beetlejuice. We had a lot of fun with the games. It was awesome that there weren't that many people there the whole night. And then we also did come in early for the purposes of getting to experience things in a more mellow atmosphere. Overall, we had an awesome time, and it was exactly what my Halloween heart needed. I have these posters right here that I purchased probably in the spring, and they are so freaking cool. So we have Dracula right here. We have the Frankenstein movie poster. We have the Bride of Frankenstein, obviously. And then the Mummy, which honestly does not get enough love when it comes to the Universal Monsters franchise. So I have these 4 posters. They're like a really thick paper, pretty good quality. And I just want some frames for them. They're like 10 by 8. So those should be at the Dollar Tree, which is where I'm at right now. I also love that I'm wearing like such diverging things. It's like, okay, you have slasher Halloween with my shirt, and then you have like spooky Halloween with my earrings. They're like little Mickey pumpkin heads. Okay, let's go inside. I was so happy when I walked into that Dollar Tree. It was way more stocked than the other one I usually go to. I got some decorative stuff that will go on the walls of my home. I was able to get the frames I needed, which is so great. I was struggling to decide which colors to go to because they had gold, they had blue, they had some like a grayed out kind of border. I hope the gold looks good. I guess we'll see. After I went to the Dollar Tree, I did also hit up TJ Maxx, which I had no business doing. There's nothing I really need. Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Home Goods, they are phasing things out that are Halloween related. It is so sad to see it leave the shelves, not be restocked. I don't see a lot of new things when I go in. Okay, so I'm melting. I need to head home. I have a few other adulting tasks to get to, and then I wanted to put some more finishing touches in some of the corners of my apartment. Okay, I'm so obsessed with these framed movie posters. I can't wait to put them up. My plan is to place those framed movie posters in a 2x2 grid that's a little bit off, but that does leave me with another task to do, and that is to put up these little bats right here. They are huge. They are very big bats. The idea is to put them right here and have them kind of like fly away. Do I even like that? I'll do it and I'll see. I don't know, it's so hard. Should I start right here? Maybe, that could be cute, but maybe like smaller ones. Okay, I'll figure it out. Is it just me, or is that bat just like so huge? I don't remember these being so big last year. Okay, I think I like that. I'm actually kind of surprised how much I like that because I feel like I've been staring at this wall, especially since our couch faces this wall, and I just feel like it needs something. It's like kind of sparse, feels a little empty, needs a little bit of like depth and dimension, and I think these bats are really doing it for me. When in doubt, put a bat on the wall, just throw it up, tape it up. It could totally like transform a section. While I have you here, I did want to share with you that I am starting a book for this vlog, and it is Long Live the Pumpkin Queen by Shea Ernshaw. I've wanted to read this book for a very long time, and this was the perfect opportunity because this book is all about holidays. I mean, if you've seen the movie, and who hasn't, it is a big part of the story. And I've always been a really big fan of The Nightmare Before Christmas, but something as I've gotten older, I have become a little bit more critical of Sally's story and the role that she plays. I guess maybe it's retelling, not really. It's more like a sequel that is sanctioned by Disney. I believe it's through their publishing company. This book picks up right where the movie ends, and you have them beginning with a wedding. So that's kind of like where this book opens up with. Jack and Sally are spending their honeymoon, and they go to Valentine's Town. One of my favorite parts of that movie is feeling so immersed in all of these different holiday universes, and just really wanting Jack to go down the other doors to see what is behind that heart, what is behind that door that is shaped like a turkey. Like, I just want to know what lurks behind those doors, and if it's as splendid and amazing as Christmas Town, like, I want to go there. And there's just so much story that you could just play with, and I really hope that this story does that. I also hope that this story gives a good kind of like character arc to Sally, gives her a little bit more of nuance, and having her less attached to Jack and her identity as his gal. I'm left after the movie wondering, like, who is Sally? What does she care about? What is she passionate about beyond Halloween, beyond Jack? My plans this evening are to continue reading this and just like relax, because I have work tomorrow in the morning. So the next time I see you all, I'll be back and I'll be trying to enjoy my evening, Nightmare Before Christmas style. I really do feel that any Nightmare Before Christmas fan would really enjoy this book. We got to learn a little bit more about the other towns. And then at the same time, our understanding of the Nightmare Before Christmas universe is expanding because we also learn a lot of new things that the movie did not touch on. I really enjoyed this story. It is very simplistic in terms of the plot. It's categorized as like young adult. I don't feel like it's young adult. Like I read a lot of YA, and I feel like the plots are a little bit more complex, and this is like really simplistic. Like very little things are happening. Like it's just really straightforward. She goes from point A to point B to point C. For me personally, I feel like this is better categorized as more like middle grade or like juvenile fiction. What I wanted out of this book was given to me. I did get to know a lot more about Sally, her background, her story, her feelings, her thoughts. I could see why people love this book, and I could also see why people might not really vibe well with it. But I feel like the writing style definitely rang true to the atmosphere, the setting, the characters within this movie's universe. And the ending itself wasn't, I guess, convincing enough to me or like believable. I really do feel like there could have been a little bit more of a journey that Sally went on, a little bit more of challenges in front of her that she had to resolve, a little bit more of things to consider and get more clear on, because I feel like at the end of it, it's like, oh, like this is who I am, but it's like, I don't believe you. Like you didn't show me that you went on this journey to get from point A to point B and how you view yourself. I really wish the author would have spent some time in this story to look a little bit more critically at romantic relationships and how that changes when Sally learns a little bit more about herself. And I think that comes down to like not having a more nuanced, complex storyline. That like metaphor of threads and like putting yourself together, creating your sense of self and feeling disconnected from your parts. And she is somebody who has been crafted in somebody else's image. So a lot of feelings of like helplessness come up for her. And I think so many people can relate to that, just feeling like, your future, your identity is being told to you. And I think a lot of people will feel really connected to Sally's story, to her feelings. I'm honestly surprised how quickly I read that book, and I was able to find something else that I didn't even know existed. It is available through Kindle Unlimited. It's called Disney Manga, Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas, Zero's Journey graphic novel, book 1. Okay, this sounds fun, this sounds cute, and it's like really short. It's just about like 130 pages.
Look at the clown in the cage.
So creepy, I love it. While my car is getting serviced, my mom is taking me to some places in the neighborhood that have decorated the front yards of their homes for Halloween. Oogie Boogie and Jack, hello, spotted. Stitch. So there actually ended up being 4 books in the Zero's Journey series. They all were freely available to me through Kindle Unlimited. So I was able to go by really quickly since there only really was about 100 pages of actual book. I really felt like the illustrations were really spot on, and I love the story. It's like really simple, but it's sweet and it's a nice quick read, and I think it'd be great especially during Christmas time. I mean, you do get some aspects of Halloween Town, but the majority of the story is actually taking place within Christmas Town. I'm not too sure when this manga series came out or how or through what, but there are multiple issues within one book, and they're all kind of tied together, and it feels very much like a serial of sorts. So if you're trying to complete the whole story and you want to get through everything and figure out what happens with Zero and his journey, definitely read all 4 books. It's way past my bedtime, but I did want to update you all when it came to decorations. I was able to get the Corpse Bride poster framed and placed on my living room wall. On my left right here is a little corner that is dedicated to a lot of my Corpse Bride stuff. I actually have way more Corpse Bride items that are in my book nook. And what I have so far are pieces that I have curated and collected for the past 2 years. So last year I began with first finding a piece on Etsy that is a beautiful representation in print form of the vows that are exchanged in the Corpse Bride movie. I picked up the butterfly sculpture at Spirit Halloween this year. I believe this is the first time that they have offered this. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I did not see it last year, or I mean, that also could mean that it was sold out by the time I went into the stores. That's totally possible too. But it's so lovely, and it's supposed to represent Emily. If you've seen the movie, you know that butterflies are really symbolic and meaningful to the journey that that character goes on. If you saw my last video where I did my seasonal reset for fall, I decorated my home, I purchased some fall foods, got everything all taken care of in terms of setting myself up for the Halloween season. But there's one thing I mentioned I could not find at my Target, even though I went to multiple stores, and that is any of the Monster cereals besides Count Chocula. I was able to find Count Chocula, but I really wanted to find this one right here. I found Carmella Creeper. So this morning before work, I wanted to give it just a little bit of a taste test. It's supposed to be caramel apple flavored sweetened cereal with Monster marshmallows. I like that so much. Yeah, it's not too intense. I think it is a good sweetness. I get a little bit of apple, a little bit of caramel. So I am a happy camper. Oh, and then it comes like a little comic on the back. It says, introducing Carmella Creeper, Frankenberry's long lost zombie cousin and the life of every party, even if she isn't alive. So freaking cute. Probably about maybe 2 months ago, I was just wandering through Barnes & Nobles, as one does, and I picked up this really cute mini activity because they have those like little swivel display cases where they have different things, like it's a sticker set, it's like mini books, maybe it's like little oracle decks, and they also have little crafts and other hobby boxes that are themed after really popular fandoms. And so this one for the Nightmare Before Christmas really struck my attention, and I've never cross-stitched before in my life. I don't know anybody in my personal daily life who knows how to do it, but I realized when I was filming this vlog that like I have this activity, and it comes with an instruction book that I don't think is the best at explaining things for beginners on how to cross stitch. I think this is probably not a beginner's kit, but it did have some really cute stitching patterns that I did just want to give a shot because I'm exploring hobbies and doing things that are a little bit different and outside of my comfort zone, and cross stitching is definitely that. So I found some videos online that have been really helpful for me. I've been watching them and just like reminding myself to be patient. I will not be finishing it today. Maybe I can get it done by the end of Halloween would be a good goal for myself. I was able to do 2 things that I didn't think I was able to do. One, I was able to add a knot to this and make a thread that was connected to this needle. And then secondly, I was able to do the knot on the back of this, and that's really important so it stays attached to the thread on my little, like, I don't know what this little fabric is. It's kind of stiff, thick fabric material that makes up the actual thing I'm creating. Like, I freaking did that. Like, that is tough. I can't remember the last time I did something for the first time and was like constantly in awe of every little inch of progress I made. Like, it's so outside of my comfort zone that it's just so exhilarating to be able to get, you know, relatively sufficient, like being capable at moving forward with this little video tutorial that I found online. I think it's a good meditation in being patient with yourself and focusing on that goal. And I think it's wonderful for me as somebody who has a lot of anxiety to be able to have a craft that is just like a solo thing and you're so focused. You know, there's no way I could listen to an audiobook and do this at this point. I'm sure some people who are way more skilled can do that, but I just have to be really like present, and it's very refreshing for me. I was looking online for some Nightmare Before Christmas fun facts and doing a little bit of research for this vlog, and I came across this list of things where I was like really surprised at the information. Like the majority of these, I don't think I knew the answer to. What is the original format that The Nightmare Before Christmas originated from? The answer to that is a poem. It was originally a poem written by Tim Burton. And it actually only included 3 characters, Jack Skellington, Zero, and Santa Claus. What came first, the film's songs or the film's script? Film songs were written before the script for the movie. And so I guess they just created a whole ass movie around the songs written by Danny Elfman. Amazing. Simply amazing. How many years did it take for The Nightmare Before Christmas to be finished? I don't know if this is a normal length of time for stop motion movies, but the answer to this question is 3 years. I'd love to know how many of those questions you knew and got correct. No shame in your answer because I think I only knew one of them before I read that article. If you like this video, definitely check out my previous Spooky Week in My Life video. I'll leave that link for you right here. I'll see you on my next video. Bye!